You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are those of imagination. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
It was the day no one would ever forget. Not next week, next year, or the year after. Not for the rest of their lives, no matter how hard they tried.
All in?
Yes.
Yes.
Anne?
Yes, Daddy.
Good. That's good then. Seatbelts, everybody.
Where are we going now?
Home.
Oh.
Unless anyone wants to stop for ice cream.
Can we?
If you like. I think your mother would approve. Don't you?
Well,
I guess so.
What about you, Anne?
I want to go home. I'm kind of tired.
me too.
Very well then. Some other time.
Dad,
Yes?
I was wondering,
What, Tom?
well, when they closed the...
Casket?
Are you sure they closed it real tight? So she would never be wet or cold or anything?
You don't have to worry, son. She's resting now. In a much better place. I promise.
It was the week the world ended. And yet, incredibly, it was also the week something new, something truly fantastic began.
Anne, are you in here? You're supposed to knock. This is my room, too. I'm going to bed. In the middle of the day? It's cold. Tell Daddy to turn on the heater. It is on. It's warmer downstairs. Who's that?
Thank you for stopping by.
The children need me.
Come in. Nice of you to take the time.
It's Aunt Clara.
We know. Is she here to take us away?
Let's go listen.
I'll see about a sitter first thing tomorrow.
They need more than that.
A maid as well.
And when you work late?
They'll be in school most of the day.
And what about after school? And who will see that they're dressed and fed every morning?
A live-in maid, then.
Ugh, maids and sitters never work out. Beyond intolerable, everyone.
I'll do everything I can for them, Clara.
It's not enough. They need a woman's touch. George, I'm going to tell you this once. Babysitters and nursemaids are not the same as parental care. It's been a week since their mother died, and little Anne is more withdrawn every day. Can't you see she's miserably unhappy? And it's only going to get worse.
You're right about Anne. But Tom and Karen seem to be adjusting.
Oh, nonsense. They're only covering up. They're sad, lost children. They have no anchor now.
It's going to take time, Clara.
Well, that's all well and good. But how much time?
This is ridiculous. I know my own children.
Do you?
Clara, please.
Daddy.
Now you've upset the children.
There they are.
How long have you been listening?
We were on our way out to play a game. Weren't we, Tom?
Yeah. We were just...
Oh, come to me, my dears.
No.
Anne, please don't run away.
I should explain. Your father and I were having a talk. A very important one. And I told him I'm not pleased with the way things have been in this house since your mother died. But I have some good news. How would you like to come and live with me for a while? Well, how does that sound?
We're okay here.
School starts next week and everything.
Let us talk it over among ourselves. In private.
Is that your final word?
I'm afraid it has to be.
In that case, you'll hear from me, George. You can rely on that, and the next time it may be in the form of legal papers.
No doubt.
My only concern is what's best for the children. Goodbye for now. Oh, you precious dears.
She wants to take us away. Does she, Daddy?
She doesn't approve. She says I'm too busy to bring you up properly.
That's not true.
Perhaps it is. I can't stay home from work forever. She says you're unhappy here. Are you?
No.
Well, if love were enough, you'd have all you need because I couldn't love you more. Perhaps I can find the right help, the right guidance. Someone who'll be here all the time, someone who cares. But where? Where do I advertise for that? Wanted. One loyal, gentle soul will always...
Dad.
Look
at this.
What do you have there? Modern Science magazine?
It came in the mail. There's an ad in the back. It says...
Let me see.
There.
I sing the body electric.
What does that mean?
A line from a poem by Walt Whitman, as I recall.
Keep reading.
Fantaccini Limited.
Huh?
It's the name of the company.
Inventors and makers of electrical shadows, effigies, mimics, and mannequins. We bring you the answer to all your needs.
That's stupid.
The first perfect micro-circuited auto-recharging Model Mark V electronic data processing device in humanoid form.
Like a robot.
Built with precision, designed to accommodate any problem, large or small. Worried about finding the right housekeeper, personal assistant, secretary? Whether you require a teacher, friend, or companion, the Model Mark V will listen, interact, and learn, adapting perfectly to your requirements. A lifetime warranty.
It never breaks down.
There's no such thing.
In male or female form, fully customized, satisfaction guaranteed.
Did you hear that? Satisfaction guaranteed.
It's a crazy idea. Let's not talk about it now.
Well, we need to do something.
I said that's enough.
Besides, anything they build has gotta be better than Aunt Clara. Doesn't it?
Sure does.
Oh, that was a good one, Tom. I don't know how long it's been since we laughed.
It even says there's a free trial period. Well?
Well, what? It sounds okay, but can they really make a machine that looks like a person?
I don't know.
It doesn't sound okay to me.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to pay them a visit. See what they're up to. No harm in that. I sing the body electric. It has a nice ring to it.
They make a fairly convincing pitch in the pages of a magazine called Modern Science. The revelation is just how modern, for robots, androids, and the like aren't science fiction anymore. They are products designed to help people, to make life easier. It doesn't seem possible, though, to find a woman who can fill the needs of this particular family, who must be 10 times better than Mother in order to be half as good. Except, of course, in the Twilight Zone.
There's the sign.
Fantaccini.
Why do they call it that? Who cares?
We'll have to ask. As soon as I find a parking space. Okay.
Can I ring the doorbell?
You always get to do everything.
Now, your brother found the ad.
Wow, some bell, huh?
Won't you come in, Mr. Simmons? We've been expecting you.
You have?
I called ahead for an appointment.
Feel free to browse the showroom. I'll be right with you.
Wow, this is incredible.
Look. What's that supposed to be?
A whole table full of marbles?
I don't think so, son. More like glass eyes.
Wow.
Blue and brown and hazel and green.
I want her to have eyes like this.
Well, careful, just don't touch them.
Oh, please do. Guido Fantocini at your service.
An unusual name.
It's Italian. It means roughly dream people, or as I prefer, shadow puppets.
This is my daughter, Karen.
Hello.
And,
Don't tell me. Tom. And you must be Miss Ann Simmons, age 11, or is it 12?
She's only...
I'm going to be 11 next month.
In that case, allow me to present you with this golden key.
It's awful big.
What's it for?
To wind her up, of course.
To wind what up?
Why, your new, let me guess, nanny? Tutor?
oh, that and more, I'm afraid. The children lost their mother recently, and without anyone else at home...
Nobody can take her place. Nobody.
In that case, might I suggest our grandmother model? It's very popular.
Do we have to wind her up every day?
The key is symbolic, a way of introducing our product line.
What sort of product are we talking about? If you can be more specific.
As specific as you like. The end result is entirely your choice. First, you'll select the eyes, any color at all.
This color's perfect.
Then you'll move on to the hair salon. Our wigs are of the finest quality. Blonde, brunette, brown, red, white, and every shade in between.
I want her to have long hair, like this one.
Ears, with or without earrings. Arms, slender or sturdy, graceful or strong. Hands, fingers, lips, full or thin. As for body type, the choice is again yours. Tall, short, the height you prefer to the millimeter.
Very impressive.
But they're just pieces.
Until we put them all together at the factory. Then they'll become something else, something new. They'll move and walk and talk.
Machines don't talk.
Grandmothers do. Listen.
I sing the body electric. I celebrate myself and sing myself.
Who's that?
One
I sing
voice
the
out of
body
many
electric.
possibilities.
I
Try another.
celebrate myself and sing myself.
I sing the body electric.
I sing the
I
body
celebrate
electric.
myself.
I
Or
celebrate
another.
Sing
myself
myself.
and sing myself.
I sing the body
I
I
sing
sing
electric.
the body electric.
I celebrate
I celebrate myself.
I
sing the
and
body
sing
electric.
myself.
I celebrate
sing
myself.
I sing
I
the
sing
body
myself.
electric.
I
sing
celebrate
body
myself
electric.
and sing
I
myself.
celebrate myself.
Pick one.
Sing the body electric.
I sing the body
I
electric.
celebrate
I celebrate myself and sing
There.
myself. I
No,
sing the body electric.
that's not right.
I celebrate
Too high?
myself
Too low?
and sing myself.
Go ahead, turn the knob.
I sing the body electric
I celebrate myself.
and sing myself. I sing the body
Could
electric.
you make her just like my
I
mother?
celebrate myself.
If you wish.
and sing myself.
Exactly?
I sing the body
To
electric.
a
I
T.
celebrate myself
Then-
and sing myself.
I don't want her.
Please, Anne.
I want to leave.
You've dropped the key.
Wait.
I sing the body electric
I celebrate myself.
and sing myself.
I've
I
almost
sing
got
the
it
body
right.
Electric. I celebrate myself.
And sing myself.
I sing the body electric. I celebrate myself and sing myself. The armies of those I love engirth me, and I engirth them. They will not let me off till I go with them, respond to them, and discorrupt them, and charge them full of the charge of the soul.
Grandma. Hey, Ann, you want to help me fly my kite?
I'm reading. Where'd you get that?
Dad bought it for me. Here, hold the string. I'll run till it gets up in the air and...
What's wrong?
Hear that?
So?
Somebody's coming.
Maybe it's the mailman.
No.
Then who?
Hello.
Hi.
You must be Thomas. Do they call you Tommy?
Just Tom.
Well, Tom, then. Is that your sister, Karen?
Yes, that's Anne over there.
Of course.
Who are you?
Well, give me any name you like. Melissa, Lavinia, Malvina.
Do I know you?
Well, don't you?
I think I saw those eyes before.
So did I.
You must be...
Yes?
Grandma?
Say it a few times. You'll get used to it.
But I thought you were gonna come in a big box, all wrapped up, like a...
Mummy.
Yeah.
Well, then I'd need an Egyptian name, wouldn't I?
Like Nefertiti?
Oh, Nefertiti's a fine name. Do you know what it means?
I believe I do. It means the beautiful one is here.
Well done!
George Simmons. So, we meet at last.
A pleasure, Mr. Simmons.
Welcome to our home.
You're not my grandmother.
Anne.
Well, then who am I, pray tell?
Nobody. Just a machine. Well, she doesn't look like a machine.
Ah, but I am. A very special one. How shall I prove it? Let me see. Have you ever been to the beach?
Yes.
Sure.
And when you were there, did you pick up a shell and hold it to your ear?
Many times.
What did you hear?
The ocean.
Yeah.
Then listen. I'll cup my hands together like this and hold them to your ear. Now, what do you hear?
I want her to have long hair, like this one. That's my voice.
All your wishes recorded. You too, Tom.
This color's perfect. How did you do that?
Well, you're a part of me now, stored in my circuits. Anne, what was it you said?
I don't care.
Well, it may take a while for that one.
I'm not worried. Tom, what is that you're playing with?
A kite.
Oh, will it fly high?
I think so. If I don't run out of string first.
Well, what do you know? I happen to have some with me.
Where?
Touch the end of my finger.
You have string in your finger?
If that's what you need. Now tie the end to your kite. Why don't you run with it, Anne?
Go on.
It won't fly.
Oh, are you sure? Hold it over your head.
Please, Anne. Give it a try.
Well, if you want me to, Daddy.
Hey, look at that! Don't let go of the string.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it. How high shall we fly?
The moon.
The moon it is.
It's almost out of sight.
What do you say?
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks very much.
You're a great kite flyer.
Now, what's my name?
Grandma.
Anne, look at what Grandma did.
Anne?
I don't want to play.
There was a second day, of course, and a third, and a fourth, with Grandma busy every minute, cleaning and cooking, opening the drapes wide, filling the vases with fresh-cut flowers, baking cookies and pies, and leading long walks into town. But the most beautiful and special thing was the way she paid attention to everyone. She took time to listen, really listen, and remember every word, every thought, every wish, as if that were her only purpose. She seemed clever beyond clever, human beyond human. Anne finally began to join in, but slowly. To walk if not to run, to listen if not to hear, to watch if not to see. And as the days turned into weeks, Grandma waited. She never tried to urge or force. Sometimes, When Anne didn't come to the table, Grandma left dinner on a tray by her door.
Big spoons first, then the little spoons. Is that right, Grandma?
Perfect, Karen, dear. Is that your father home already?
Yeah. You heard him before he got here. Daddy!
Hello, sweetie. How was your day?
Grandma taught me how to sew.
Did she now?
Good evening, Mr. Simmons. Dinner is almost ready.
Well, looks like you have a helper.
I made the mashed potatoes.
Indeed, she did.
I'm proud of you, Karen. Where's Anne?
She's upstairs doing her lessons.
Anne! Come down and help your grandmother!
Oh, it's all right. I can handle the rest.
That's not the point.
Dad, whose car is that out front?
Which one?
The new one.
Oh, well, let me see. Oh, yes. It's ours.
It is?
I came home early to surprise you.
Can we go for a ride?
All of us?
I don't see why not. We'll take a run to the ice cream parlor after dinner. How's that? Now, go and wash your hands and tell your sister dinner's ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so good to us. Good for us. And that includes me. I'm sorry about Anne. I'll have a talk with her.
Now, don't you worry about Anne. She'll accept me eventually.
You seem very sure.
Mr. Simmons, children are the most complicated creatures in the world. I could be the greatest cook, the finest, most exciting playmate, the most interesting companion, but those are very small accomplishments. It's the heart I have to enter. A child's heart. It's a deep place, difficult to reach. But that, too, will come.
Anne, darling.
Are you hungry, dear?
Not very.
We're, going for a ride after dinner.
In our new car.
It's beautiful. Wait till you see it.
I'd like you to go with us.
Is she going? Oh, please, Grandma. I want to ride in the back seat with you.
Me too.
Then I'll stay home.
But why, Anne?
I don't like her.
You mustn't say that.
I don't want her here.
Dear child.
I never wanted you here. It was them, Father and Tom and Karen. They wanted you. They needed you. But I didn't.
Anne, stop it.
It's true. You sit and you talk to her and you eat the food she makes and you make believe, Father. That's what you do. You make believe, as if she's real, but she's not. She's a machine. Nothing but an old machine.
Anne, listen to me. Machines are neither bad nor good. Some kill, and some make war, and some guide people through the darkness like a lamp. Believe me when I tell you, I cannot lie, or sin, or be greedy or jealous. I don't seek power or riches. I've been programmed for other things. You'd be surprised at how much a machine can do. This one, for example. This machine can love.
Love who?
Oh, you, Anne. I can love you. And I do. I love you more than tongue can tell.
You don't love me. You can't. She said she loved me.
She?
My mother. She said I love you, but she lied. She lied. You're just like her. I hate you.
I'll go after her.
Not this time. There's no place for her to go. No place except to me. Anne, come home with me now.
No, you're just old junk.
Well, is that what you think? Is that why you hate me?
You're just like her.
Your mother.
I hate her too.
Because?
Because she lied. She said she loved me.
And didn't she?
She ran away.
Oh. Is that what you think?
She did.
Well, that's not true.
It is.
No. Death left her no choice.
But she let herself die. She shouldn't have done that to me. She shouldn't. She left me.
And you think I'm like her?
You are. You're only trying to trick me.
Oh, it's not a trick.
It is. I don't give you permission to love me.
There she is. Anne, come back.
No, I won't. I won't.
Anne, stop! The light's red! Anne!
No, child! You mustn't! There's a truck!
Leave me alone.
Then stay where you are. I'm coming.
Anne, no!
They're not moving. Either one of them.
Don't touch them.
I didn't see them, honest. I mean, they ran out into the street. A little girl and
Stand back.
a lady. Oh, man. Look, I'm gonna get an ambulance.
Wait.
She's moving.
Anne.
Oh, thank goodness.
Daddy?
You're going to be all right, darling.
We better get her out off the street.
Here, put your arms around my neck.
What happened?
There was a truck, but Grandma stepped in front and pushed you aside.
She did?
You fell down, that's all.
Grandma.
What about that lady? I mean, she's not breathing.
Look. She's starting to move her fingers. And her eyes. Grandma, can you see me?
Why, hello, Tom. You know, we really shouldn't be out in the intersection like this.
Come over to the curb, Grandma. Can you walk?
Oh, of course I can.
But how?
See, Anne? She's perfectly all right. She saved your life. Do you realize that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Shh. Now stop your tears, child, and listen while I cup my hands by your ear. Remember? Like this.
A machine. Nothing but an old machine. You're just old junk. Old junk. That's my voice.
Your voice, Anne. The way it was once. When I was a child, I spake as a child.
Oh. Grandma? Grandma?
There.
You are alive.
Well, I most certainly am.
But the truck.
It couldn't hurt me. Nothing can. 2 leave takings in 1 year would be too much.
Then you're not like Mother.
Your mother didn't run away. She was taken away by death. Do you understand now that I shall always be with you?
You won't run away?
Well, I can't. And I won't.
Oh, Grandma.
Thank you. You'll never know how much.
She had nowhere to turn. She was afraid that everyone would leave her, even her Aunt Clara.
Everyone except you.
Well, how could I? It's my job to live forever. Now, let's all go home and finish our lunch, shall we? Give me your hand, Anne. You too, Karen. I'll bet we get there before those 2.
As of that moment, Grandmother became an irreplaceable member of the family, an integral part of their lives. She was more than important. She was vital, the very essence, the most crucial part of being alive. And she shared it all with them, without effort, as if it were what she was born to do.
This is so good.
Delicious.
Thank you.
May I have some more, please?
Well, if there's any left, I may have had more than my share.
I take it you approve, Mr. Simmons.
Oh, please. I'd prefer it if you call me George.
Clean your plates, all of you, or there'll be no dessert. That's enough for tonight. Tomorrow we'll read another chapter from Moby Dick by What's the author's name?
Herman Melville.
That's correct, Anne. Now, there's just enough time for your language lesson. Who can conjugate the verb to love in Latin?
Me! I can!
Me!
She taught them better than any flesh and blood teacher, in a manner perfectly suited to their expanding minds, until learning became a hunger that would never be quenched.
Grandma, are you asleep?
Oh, you know better than that. Do you need something? Hot chocolate? A plate of cookies?
It's the storm. They're scared of thunder.
And you, Tom?
Heck no.
Oh, well, come over here just the same. Everybody crawl into my bed. That's it. We'll weather this old storm together.
They would never see lightning, never hear poetry, never listen to foreign tongues without thinking of her. Everything they would ever see, hear, taste, smell, and touch would remind them of her. She was all life to them, the source of the Nile. And all life became wondrous, quick and electric, like her. And one day, it came time for the inevitable, the unthinkable, the day of saying goodbye.
Thank you for carrying my suitcase, Tom. Such a fine gentleman.
It's the least I can do. The same suitcase you brought with you, how many years ago?
Now, let's not get maudlin.
Grandma, do you have to leave today?
Oh, yes, Karen. It's time.
We're going to miss you.
And I you, Anne.
But why do you have to leave at all?
You're going off to college now, and you won't need me. That's the way it should be.
But you've been our world.
I'm not the world. The world's out there, and it needs you.
What happens to you now, Grandma?
Oh, back to Mr. Fantaccini and the rest of the Pinocchios. He should have called himself Geppetto.
Don't joke about it.
Oh, but it's true. You've been my family here, and now I must go back to my first family. My brothers, sisters, aunts, cousins, all the other robots.
And do what?
Some stay at the factory. They're taken apart and recycled.
Not you.
Or perhaps I'll be returned and sent out to help another family like yours.
They can't destroy you. I won't let them.
Nor will I.
Destroyed? Oh, what a silly expression. I'll go for a while to the room of voices.
The room of what?
Oh, a great dim room. A kind of parlor where all the other mechanical grandmothers are brought and stored for, a month or a year. And in that room we'll sit and rock and murmur and whisper to each other. And we'll listen and tell what we learned from the world and from the families we lived with. I'll share what I learned from Anne and Karen and Tom and even you, George.
You didn't learn anything from me.
Oh, didn't I? Don't be so sure.
But you taught us.
Is that what you think? Foolish lad. Why, now I have so much to share in the room of voices. Everything you ever said or did, everything you ever laughed or cried about. And someday...
Someday what, Grandma?
For reasonable creatures, we have an unreasonable dream. Someday, if we're very wise and very good, perhaps we'll gain the greatest gift of all.
Oh, Grandma, you don't have to wait. You're alive now. You've always been alive to us.
Well, there's my cab.
I'll get your case.
Oh, no, I wouldn't hear of it.
Grandma, am I never going to see you again?
Well, the world holds many surprises. Someday, when you're very old, with childish ways again, in need of help, send for me. The old nurse, teacher, companion. And I'll come back.
Hard to imagine.
Oh, we'll never be old.
But then... you'll never come. I mean, if we don't, we won't ever...
Do me a favor, would you?
Anything.
Go on upstairs. Quickly now. I'm not one for goodbyes.
Grandma!
There. Mind your grandmother. Quickly!
She kept her word, as promised. She has remained with us always, to this day. I've saved the key, the golden key, in a special place. Sometimes when lightning rends the sky, I see her face flash before me in the dark. And sometimes I still hear her ticking and humming above our beds in the night, keeping watch. She passes like a clockwork ghost in the long halls of memory. The sound of bees swarming after the spirit of summer's lost. I remember the day no one will ever forget. Not for the rest of our lives. It was the week the world ended. And, incredibly, it was also the week that something new, something utterly fantastic, was about to begin.
As of this moment, the wonderful electric grandmother moved into the lives of children and father. She became integral, important. She became of the essence. As of this moment, they would never see lightning, never hear poetry, never listen to foreign tongues spoken without thinking of her. Everything they would ever see, hear, taste, feel would remind them of her. She was all life, and all life was wondrous, quick, magical, and electrical. Like Grandma. A fable, most assuredly, but who's to say that at some distant moment there might not be an assembly line, producing a gentle product in the form of a grandmother, whose stock in trade is love. A fable, sure, but who's to say what's possible in the Twilight Zone?
I Sing the Body Electric, starring Dee Wallace with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was written for The Twilight Zone by Ray. In His Image, starring John Hurd, with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by Charles Beaumont. Heard in the cast were Alyssa Fraden, Ann Whitney, Darren Stevens, Jeff Lupetin, Meg Falcon, Elizabeth Lido, Carl Amari, Doug James, Jason Mallow, and Kip Karstedt. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari and Jason Mallow for Falcon Picture Group. Doug James speaking.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Morning.
Morning, officer.
Trying to beat the rush, huh?
What's that?
The morning rush.
Oh, yeah.
Going to work early?
Not today. Today I'm going out of town.
Pretty smart. Another hour, so many people getting on the subway, you'll think you're in Grand Central Station. Now, they're just getting up, fixing coffee.
I know, it's weird. With the streets so empty, I didn't even take time for coffee. Wish I could get some.
Not around here.
I thought there'd be a 24-hour coffee shop or something.
All closed. Gotta shut down sometime. Clean up.
Yeah, well, have a good day.
Take her easy.
The trains run this early, don't they?
24/7. Right down the stairs.
Thanks. What's that sound?
Young man,
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you.
are you sick, young man?
Me?
You look sick. My husband looked like that just before he died. All white and pasty.
I'm all right.
Just what he said. The same words. I'm all right. Went to bed. Next morning, there he was, sprawled out, dead. You don't drink, do you?
No.
That's what killed my Jack. I told him it was the devil's work, but he wouldn't listen. And look where he is now.
Is that right?
Oh, the devil's all around us, mister. And if we don't fight him, if we don't stand up to him, we'll suffer eternal torment.
I'm sure you're right.
I know I am. And I'll tell you how I know. It was a Sunday. I was ironing, if you please, and that's when it happened. The good Lord's own sweet voice, like an electricity shock. I was revelated. Oh, praise him, mister, and praise his good works.
I will.
Do you read the good book?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, sure you're telling the truth now. We may be underground, but he hears every word.
I have to go. The train's coming.
I don't hear any train. Leviticus chapter 5, verse 2.
Perfect. You're perfect. What?
Or if a soul touch any unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, or a carcass of unclean cattle, or the carcass of unclean creeping things, and if it be hidden from him, he shall also be unclean and guilty.
If you're not perfect, then kill, and end it now. Please.
Don't you want to be saved?
No, I just want to be left alone.
We're never alone. Don't you know that? He's with us all the time, and he'll help us if we only let him. But we've got to be saved first. Read this pamphlet.
All right.
The devil means to have you, but I won't let him. I'll fight with you, mister.
My train.
The train to glory. Get on board.
Stop, please, stop.
Listen to me. It's your salvation.
Kill. Get away from me.
What are you doing? Stop. No.
What in God's name?
She fell on the tracks.
I couldn't stop.
Hey, that man pushed her.
Hey, somebody stop him! Somebody!
Get away from me!
Incident in a subway station. It could be the end of a particularly terrifying nightmare, but it isn't. It's the beginning. The young man's name is Alan Talbot, and although he doesn't know it yet, he has a ticket to a strange new world that's too real to be a dream, a living nightmare that begins at a stop called the Twilight Zone.
And now, the Twilight Zone and our story, In His Image, starring John Hurd, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Yes?
Sorry to bother you, ma'am, but see, I belong to the Junior Woodchucks, and if you'll just buy a 10-year subscription to the Ladies' Home Companion, I'll get to go to summer camp. What do you think?
I think you'd better come in.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Ready?
And willing. Surprised?
A little. Come here.
Hey, now, Tiger. I told you there are lines I don't cross.
I know. I was gonna wait till we got married, but I lost my self-control for a second.
Well, you look around for it while I pour the coffee.
Thanks.
How come so late?
Who's late?
You are.
What, 5 minutes?
Try 45.
Ooh, honey, I told you to get rid of that sundial.
Okay, so you overslept. Just remember, leaving at 6 a.m. wasn't my idea.
Look, I did not oversleep. I left the hotel at 4:30, got on a subway train, got off the subway, and came here. Therefore,
Therefore, you must have stopped off for a couple of short beers. It's now 6:45. Look at your watch. See?
Yeah, I see. But I don't understand.
I do. You were enjoying those last moments of freedom. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Well, you said you wanted to bring some food along, so I roasted us a chicken. Looks like it got a little crispy.
Jess?
Hmm?
Are you sure?
What do you mean?
You know what you're doing?
Of course I do. I, a 31-year-old spinster of sound mind and body, am going to run away to a town I've never heard of for the purpose of marrying a guy I've known exactly 4 days. Anything odd about that?
I'm serious.
So am I.
I mean, shouldn't you get to know a little more about me?
Like what? I know that your name is Alan Talbot. I know that you live in Coralville, New York, in a big white house surrounded by rose bushes and trees. I know that you do scientific research on some kind of weapons device for the government.
Not weapons, computer electronics. See? Already you're romanticizing me.
Don't interrupt. You are visiting New York City for the pure morbid pleasure of it, currently rooming at the Chesterfield Inn. You make a modest but adequate salary. You're kind to small animals and chestnut vendors. And let's see, you're terribly lonely and in desperate need of a woman 5 feet 9 inches tall, answering to the name of Jessica Connolly, right?
Right.
And you are single.
At the moment.
Well then, we'll just have to do something about that. Here, wrap the chicken in foil and put it in the picnic basket while I get the suitcase.
Sounds good to me.
Think I'll like Coralville?
Only if you happen to like great little towns full of warm, friendly people.
Only a week away from the place and already he's homesick. I better like it.
You will, and you'll love Aunt Mildred.
Well, are you going to stall all day, or are you going to make an honest woman out of me?
Let's go.
We must be nearly there, if you gave me the right directions. Alan?
No.
Go on then, sleep. You need it.
Walter, no.
Alan?
No. It isn't right. Send me back.
Alan, hey.
What? What? Huh? What's the matter?
You were having a nightmare.
I was? Must have been the chicken.
You didn't care for it?
I didn't tell you, but chicken doesn't care much for me.
From the way you were thrashing around, I'd say it hates you. Who's Walter?
Who's who?
You kept yelling, Walter.
Well, this isn't the best time to tell you, but he happens to be my brother.
Oh? Well, I didn't know you had a brother.
Yeah, tragic case. We keep him locked up in the cellar, and I don't like to think about it.
Alan, you idiot.
Actually, I don't know any Walter.
Maybe you don't, but asleep, you're scared to death of him.
I said I don't know any Walter.
Okay. Grouch.
Sorry. Want me to drive?
If you like. Just be careful. I haven't got it paid for yet.
Slide over, we'll switch.
How far is this rustic paradise anyhow?
Another few miles. You see that Scatter Creek?
Yes.
I played there when I was a kid. Every time I ran from home, I'd just get about this far to that grove of trees. Love Alley, we called it. Great place to take girls. What they used to call sparking.
How would you know?
Oh, my dear, among sparking circles, I was nicknamed the Human Electrode.
Lovely. What am I getting into?
What do you say we find out? Here we are.
Coralville. Population 3,250. Sounds cozy.
It is. That's the town square up ahead.
Alan, it's beautiful.
Didn't I tell you?
A little village. It reminds me of West Hampton. Trees, shops. Oh, look at that old hotel.
That's the New Brunswick. Got an ice cream parlor and a magazine rack. You can get cigarettes there, too, if you can prove you're 21. Mr. Van Brook's very strict about that.
Think I could pass?
Maybe not. And over there, to the right, you can't see it from here, but the library's down Oak Street.
Don't stop now. I want to see all of it. Alan?
I'm sorry, it's just,
What?
Well, either I've got the worst memory in the world or they put up a new office building.
I see it. In a week?
Prefab, I guess. I tell you, young lady, they don't make things the way they used to. Oh, well, let's go.
Alan, do me a favor.
Sure.
Let's get something first, before we meet the gang. Just a little glass of wine to take the edge off, all right?
Relax. In the first place, it isn't a gang, it's just on Mildred. In the second place, there aren't any bars in Corville.
Well, I thought I saw one a couple of blocks back.
Nope. Nearest place is Temple, 15 miles away. How about a coffee?
I guess that'll have to do. What a lovely lobby. Is this the way you remember it?
Well,
something I could do for you folks?
Where's the restaurant?
4 doors down, Kelsey's Cafe.
No, I mean the one here. What happened? You close it up?
Never had one here, just the hotel.
This is New Brunswick, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I see.
I know how absent-minded you scientists are, so you won't mind me asking, are you sure we're in the right town?
Yes, I'm sure.
Well, don't snap at me.
Sorry. Look, Jess, let's just go on home, my home, and get something there.
Anything you say. Is that your Mr. Brooks behind the counter?
No, I don't know who he is. It's like 20 years have gone by or something. Everything's different.
I think you're just looking at things in a new way for the first time. I've lived near Times Square all my life, but I don't think I've really seen it for years.
That's probably it.
Now that's a classic house. 2 stories, Cape Cod style. And there are the trees and rose bushes.
Yeah, that's more like it. I'd recognize that anywhere. Like it?
And what if I didn't? Of course I do after listening to you. It's charming.
Almost home.
First thing we'll do is paint it pink.
Why not purple?
That'll work.
The key must be bent. And Mildred! Aunt Mildred!
Hey, you're gonna shake up the whole neighborhood.
Got to. She's hard of hearing.
What do you want?
I'm Alan Talbot.
So?
So, I happen to live here. Would you mind telling me who you are and what you're doing in my house?
Are you crazy?
Just a minute. Where's my aunt?
Who?
Mildred Talbot?
Now, mister, you listen to me. You made some kind of mistake. I live here. I've lived here for 9 years. Bought the place from Gerald Butler. I've got the deed to prove it. I don't know anybody named Mildred, and I don't know you. Now get off of my property or I'll call the sheriff.
Wait! What is going on?
Alan?
I'm back.
Get everything straightened out at City Hall?
Sure. I'm out of my mind.
Alan.
Well, I don't know what else to think. Somebody I never saw before in my life living in my house. The woman I had lunch with a week ago dead for 3 years. New buildings in town. According to the official records, it's all true.
Alan, I know this will sound crazy, but remember what you said when we tried to get coffee at that hotel? The one that didn't have a coffee shop? You said it was as though Coralville had aged 20 years.
20 years in a week.
What if it's true? what if 20 years have gone by somehow?
Rip Van Winkle?
Well, why not? It's a possibility, isn't it?
No. I thought of that, but it doesn't hold up. For one thing, it would make me at least 45. Unless I left town at the age of 10. And that couldn't be because I went to high school and college here. Except there aren't any records that I ever attended Corville High. And the university I work for, it doesn't exist. It never existed.
What about your aunt?
I just checked. There isn't a single trace of evidence that a Mildred Talbot ever lived here.
Well, it was an idea.
Let's go.
Where to now?
The cemetery. Good. Gate's open.
Alan, what are you doing this for?
To find out whether the world's gone crazy or I have. My parents are buried here, and if I can find their graves...
At least this cemetery's been here for a while. Look at the vines on the statues. Angels, stone crosses. Do you recognize anything?
Yes, over there. The two headstones side by side.
But I don't understand. Mary F. Cummings, Walter B. Cummings Sr. Is that your name, Cummings?
No.
Those the ones?
That's them, all right.
What do you want?
Leave him alone, please.
This man says you created a disturbance at his house.
It was a mistake.
Says you claimed it was your house.
I thought it was. I'm sorry.
You want to press charges?
Well, as long as he admits it, I guess not, but you better not come around again, young fella.
I won't.
Go on back to the car. I'll be along in a minute.
All right, Sheriff.
It was all a misunderstanding.
What's your name, son?
Alan Talbot.
This your wife?
No, my fiancée.
Well, Mr. Talbot, want to tell me what you're doing in Courville?
You're the sheriff?
That's right.
And I suppose you never heard of Carl Jasperson?
Sure I heard of him. He's the man I replaced. You know him?
He's my godfather. Where can I find him?
Find him? Over there. By the monument.
You mean he's...
Here he is. Carl Jasperson.
I have to get out of here.
Alan!
Miss?
What do you want?
I can't force you to do anything because you haven't broken any laws. But I suggest you take him to a doctor. He looks sick.
You may be right.
It ain't my business, but the way he was staring at those graves... Is he kin to Walter Cummings?
I don't know. Now, if you'll excuse me. It's only a few more miles to New York. How do you feel? Alan? Alan, don't shut me out.
I don't have anything to say.
Honey, there's a rational explanation for all of this. There has to be. Dr. Matthews had a patient once who couldn't even remember her own name.
Please don't humor me.
She had no idea where she was or how she got there. When Dr. Matthews talked to her, she couldn't remember a thing about her life. But 2 weeks of treatment and she was all right again. It was a form of amnesia. You'll like Dr. Matthews.
Then kill. You must kill. Wrong, Walter. Wrong.
And he treated Sandy, my roommate. I don't know whether I told you about her. But anyway, she had a breakdown and...
Stop the car.
Are you going to be sick?
Yes, stop the car. Kill. No! Use what's at hand. A stick, a rock, anything. Jess, could you give me a hand here?
Where are you?
Over here.
What is it?
No, don't come any closer.
What?
Stay away from me. Get back in the car and drive away as fast as you can.
Alan, why are you holding that rock in your hand?
I'll see you at your apartment.
But how will you get there?
Never mind, just go. For God's sake. Jess, go. Now.
If that's what you want.
Run! Before I... Kill. No! Jess! Oh, Jess. What?
Mister, are you all right? I didn't see you, honest. I came over the hill and... Hey, mister, can you stand up?
I'm okay. The fender just grazed me.
Yeah, but your sleeve, it's torn. How's your arm? You hurt bad?
I'm not sure.
Look, I'll drive you to a hospital.
No, I don't need a hospital. Take me to my place.
Where's that?
In the city, the Chesterfield Hotel. I'd rather see my own doctor.
Look, anything you say. Come on. You can lie down in the back seat. I got a first aid kit. Look, is that a bad cut?
No.
I still think you ought to see a doctor.
I will, as soon as we get there, but I'm not even bleeding.
Not on the outside, maybe. I've heard of accidents where you...
I'm fine. I'll sign anything you want, absolving you of all blame, okay?
Look, don't get sore, mister. I'm just worried about you is all.
Sorry to have been so much trouble.
Mister, I'm glad you're alive. Look, it's none of my business, but how come you were standing there in the middle of the road like that?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna find out. Yes?
Alan? Oh, darling. I've been calling every 15 minutes. I'm so worried about you. Are you all right?
I think so. I scraped my arm after you left, but I've got a bandage on it. Looks fine.
Oh, Alan, are you sure?
Yes, there's no bleeding.
How did you get home?
I caught a ride. Listen, Jess, why don't you just forget about me? I don't understand what's going on and...
You listen, Alan. I've made an appointment with Dr. Matthews for tomorrow morning. I'll pick you up at the hotel at 9:30.
You'd do that after everything that's happened?
You bet your life I would. Look, Mr. Talbot, I didn't plan to fall in love with you, but I did, and I'm stuck with it, for better or worse.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Want me to come over?
No, I'd like to be alone, think things through. I'll see you in the morning. Good night, Jess.
Good night, darling. And try not to worry. It's going to be all right.
There it is again. The noise. Where's it coming from? Where? My arm. What's wrong with my arm? Oh, no blood. Let's take off this bandage and see. What in the... There's no blood because it... This isn't real skin! It just peels back, and good Lord, I don't believe it! It's a circuit board! Hello? Hello, Alan. I've been waiting for you. You're real. That's a matter of opinion. Sit down, Alan. I'll fix us a drink. Go on. There's nothing to be afraid of. No? By the way, you almost killed me with those scissors. Did you know that? What scissors? I wish you'd succeeded, but nothing ever works out right for me. Scars next to my heart. Close, but no cigar. Who are you? You already know that. You must. You found me. I looked you up in the phone book. Walter F. Cummings, Jr.? You've been to Corville. Yes. I saw your father's grave. So you know my name. That's all? That's all. Well, then you better have some of that martini. What is this place? You were born here in this house exactly 8 days ago. I made the delivery. You're drunk. My boy, you're so right. Drunk as a hootie owl, but not drunk enough. Join me in another? I guarantee no hangover. Wasn't that thoughtful of me? I'm in no mood for jokes, Cummings. That's a pity, because this whole thing is a joke. But you see, the joke's on me, and the essence of humor. Get to the point! Well, you've been to Corville, so you know that Alan Talbot never lived there. You know that you've been behaving oddly of late, and from the bandage around your arm, I judge you figured out the rest. What more can I tell you? Who am I? You're nobody. You're nobody at all. Who is this watch I'm wearing? Ask me that. Who is the refrigerator in the kitchen? Don't you get it? No. You're a machine, Alan. A mechanical device. I don't believe you. Not even after you've seen what's under your skin. I don't blame you. I wouldn't either, but it's true. The fact is, you were born a long time ago inside my head. All kids have dreams, don't they? You're mine. A perfect artificial man. Not a robot, but a duplicate of an actual human being. You're still dreaming, am I? It was harmless. Not even terribly imaginative for a child. But then I became an adult, only somewhere along the line I forgot to grow up. Like most geniuses, I kept my dream. Why don't you take off the training wheels and talk straight? I created you. Is that straight enough? You're not only drunk, you're crazy. Then how would you explain the circuits in your arm instead of flesh and blood? A prosthetic arm? I don't know. You expect me to believe I'm a machine? It's ridiculous. I eat, I drink, I sleep. I just told you I wanted a perfect creation. Come with me, Alan. Where? Downstairs. Let's call it the delivery room. You didn't think I whipped you up in my living room, did you? What is this room? My lab. Your birthplace. Over here, Alan. On the gurneys. Go ahead. Lift the sheets. No? Let me do it for you. What are they? You are brothers. Alan Talbot the first and Alan Talbot the second. You were number 3 in this batch. Hard to tell them apart, I know. They're only partially formed. I didn't add the finishing touches like circuitry. Call them factory rejects. Where did you get the money for all this? Told you, I'm a genius. When I saw how much money I'd need, I developed a new kind of microchip. They turn out 300,000 or 400,000 a year. I get royalties. Money was the least of it. The failures, though. The failures, they were bad. I can't tell you how many times I had to start over. And you did it all by yourself? I'm afraid the day of the lone inventor is past. I had some of the best scientific minds in the world working for me. But of course they didn't take the project seriously. It was just a game to them. How to create a nervous system, how to duplicate a brain. With all its subtleties, mere reactions weren't enough. Intelligence is what I was after. My creation had to have abstract reasoning power, a past, all the intricate facets of personality multiplied by millions that make up true consciousness. Now, accomplishing this from scratch would have taken forever. So, I decided to use myself. So you're telling me I'm you? On some of your cells, I made certain impressions, my own memories, some of my talent, some of my knowledge, bits and pieces of myself. It isn't possible. I'm me. This is my body. Non-conductive plastic? Very lifelike. I've heard enough. Where are you going? Back to Corville? You lived there, of course. I gave you my memories of the town. Some of them were outdated. I left 20 years ago. What about the university? Fictitious. I had to give you a job. And Aunt Mildred? All the old women I've ever known rolled into one. After my parents died, I lived alone. The reputation as a Don Juan, I regret to say, is imaginary too. That's about it. You can fill in the rest, up to the last week anyway. What happened then? I wish I knew. Something went wrong. You attacked me with a pair of scissors and ran off. I've been unable to find you since. What went wrong? I'm not sure. But whatever it is, it's wrong with me too, because everything you know or think or feel reflects some portion of myself. And if you wanted to kill, it means part of me wants to kill. My own death wish inverted. I don't have a death wish. Everyone does. We're all potential suicides or murderers. We all have the seeds of paranoia inside of us. In giving you parts of myself, I unintentionally gave you my latent psychoses. Big ones. To put it another way, Alan, you're quite insane. Then fix me. I don't know if I can. Why not? Because, much as I hate to admit it, luck had a great deal to do with your creation. You mean I was an accident? Trial and error. It was like a blind man with a machine gun. I finally hit the target, but it was off center. I don't know if I could come that close again. I thought you were a genius. That's the story of my life. Success in the little things, failure in the big ones. I think what I really wanted was to build another Walter Cummings without the drawbacks. Sort of a reverse Jekyll and Hyde, loneliness, pain, all unknown. Alan, you were gonna be perfect. That was the dream. That was the dream. A perfect version of myself. Well, there's somebody else involved. A woman. Does she know? I took her to Corville. We were going to get married there. She thinks I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. She's in love with me. Pretty. And intelligent. And lonely. Like you. I'm sorry, Alan. Huh. That's a great consolation. Even if I could fix you, she'd find out. How? Well, for one thing, she'd grow old and you wouldn't. For another, being a machine, you'd eventually wear out. And those things never occurred to you? I suppose I didn't think I'd succeed as well as I did. You can still make it right. I'd give anything if I could. You can. You've got the tools, the instruments. You're going to build another Alan Talbot. Too risky. Only this time, you're going to get it right. One of these blanks, the rejects, with some modifications. I don't know if I can. With all that you know now, it'll be easy. He's going to walk out of here tonight, and he's going to marry a girl named Jessica, and for the first time in his miserable life, he's going to be happy. And so will she. You don't understand. The process takes too much time. There is no more time. Here, I'll write down her address. She was going to meet me tomorrow, but she'll be home now. Take it. That's appropriate. What is? This pamphlet, The Way to Salvation? Where did you get it? Somebody gave it to me. I was in...
Read this pamphlet. The devil means to have you, but I won't let him. I'll fight with you, mister, and we'll win.
My train.
The train to glory. Get on board.
What's wrong?
The noise! Make it stop!
Are you hearing something?
In my head, like computers and electricity.
It's your circuits. They're going bad.
And a train. Get on board! Walter, get on board!
Your eyes. Your eyes! Get away from me!
Now, Walter! Now!
Don't, Alan. The equipment. You take the address. Promise me. Stop. You, Walter, it's the only way. Get out now and remember what you've learned. Try to remember.
Just a minute. Who is it?
I'm sorry to bother you, ma'am, but see, like, I belong to the Junior Woodchucks and...
Alan! Is it really you?
You are pretty.
I've been so worried.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I guess I never expected to see you again.
Disappointed?
Amazed. I mean, after this morning.
Forget this morning, I have. We're gonna start all over.
But Alan...
Please. It was a nightmare, that's all. Now you're awake and everything's gonna be fine. A second chance. A second chance for both of us.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
Then so do I. If you promise you'll tell me about it someday.
Someday. But now, how about a cup of coffee?
Coming up. And a couple of Mother Connolly's hand-fried eggs?
Well...
Guaranteed to make a new man of you.
In that case, yes.
Too late to fight this fire. The whole place is gone.
Whose was it?
There's some scientist guy named Cummings. Lived alone. He got out okay.
Well, no more laboratory for him. burned to the ground.
What's this? Looks like a mannequin.
Crash test dummy, huh? Nothing but melted plastic.
Circuit's still going inside the head. Look at all those wires.
Leave it for the cleanup truck. Fire crew! Over here.
This has been the story of Walter Cummings, Jr., a.k.a. Alan Talbot. In a way, he succeeded with his life's ambition, even though the man he created was, after all, himself. But that creation is now relegated to the junk heap. One more failed experiment. While Mr. Cummings has been given another chance, for better or worse, there may be easier paths to self-improvement, but sometimes it happens that the shortest distance between 2 points is a crooked line, one that leads directly through the Twilight Zone. You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
.019er, steady and holding.
Fuel consumption, normal. On course, X6. Hold coordinates.
Oxygen supply? Check.
How does she look? Beautiful, General. Just beautiful.
Flight path?
Right on the button, sir.
No corrections?
Hardly any. Couple of degrees starboard pitch right after takeoff.
And the crew?
A-okay, sir. A little cramped on the ship, but that's about it.
Good. The White House will be pleased.
About a test flight?
The president's a big fan of the X6. He pushed it through Congress.
Hey, then maybe I'll have a job next year.
You will, Billings. You will. Count on it. This is the first step. She makes it back in one piece, and it's all systems go. General, I've got the telemetry report. Send it over to data control. Right away, sir. You boys have done well.
So far, so good.
Bring her in smooth, and you can take tomorrow off.
Oh, you got it, General. Couple more hours, and she's headed back home.
Patch me through to the ship, will you? I'd like to thank the crew personally.
No problem. Set frequency.
Roger that.
X6, calling the X6. Do you read?
Try again.
X6, do you read? This is flight control. X6, calling the X6.
Must be some electrostatic interference. Keep trying.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank those boys for a job well done and tell them we'll be waiting with bells on. Maybe not a ticker tape parade this time, but that'll come.
Sir?
Yes?
They seem to be...
Seem to be what? What's the problem?
Well, I don't know.
Out with it, man. Something wrong?
It's just that I can't find them on the radar screen.
Let me see. What does that mean?
It means... Well, sir, it means... They seem to have disappeared.
What? Could be a tower malfunction.
I'll switch to backup.
Nope. Main system's working.
Clear skies, no commercial flights in our airspace. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Give me missile tracking. This is General Carstairs at Flight Control. Yes. Do your instruments show a crash? Not just in the desert, anywhere in North America. Are you sure? Then do this. If you register an impact, call me on the secure line. No, I don't expect one, just a routine check. Yes, I'm positive. We have nothing here. Not a thing. What's going on?
It's not on the screen.
It has to be somewhere.
Still sweeping, sir.
Where did it go?
Sir?
If you had the X6 on the screen and you spoke to the men on board...
Less than 5 minutes ago.
Then where are they? A spacecraft doesn't just disappear, vanish into thin air, does it? Well, does it?
No, sir.
No, sir. Then in heaven's name, where is it?
As you may have gathered, the name of the ship in question is the X6. Her type, a new experimental craft on a high-altitude test above the Earth's atmosphere. Purpose? to gather data for the construction of the world's first space station. Recent history, unknown, at least to those who weren't on board. But in short order, we're going to meet the crew and hear the story from their point of view, and a very unusual story it is, of a flight that departed from its course long enough to pass through the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, And When the Sky Was Opened, starring Barry Bostwick with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Well, Doc?
Just a minute, Colonel.
What's the verdict?
Pulse is fine. On the slow side, in fact.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We went through this yesterday, didn't we?
You know the Air Force. Check and double check. They've got a big investment in the X6.
So, there's a little glitch. Probably an O-ring.
A little glitch? The hydraulics froze and the soft landing chute didn't deploy. You are lucky to be alive.
That's what all the flight training was for.
Relax your arm.
Doctor.
Hold still, please.
I want to ask you something.
Don't move your arm. 115/80. Not bad.
Told you, Doc. I could have phoned it in.
All right. That's all for now. Get yourself some breakfast downstairs. Hey, go easy on the cholesterol, okay?
How's the Colonel?
Who?
Jack Harrington.
You're the only Colonel I've seen this morning.
I get it. You call me in, but he gets to stay home and sleep it off. Pretty nice duty.
Harrington. Where have I heard that name?
You have a heck of a sense of humor.
Did you have a question?
It can wait. I want to, check with someone first.
Well, look, try not to worry about anything. You may be a little disoriented for a day or two. Need any, medication while you're here? Sleeping pill? Muscle relaxant?
Me? Never felt better in my life.
If you experience any headaches, neck pains, that sort of thing, give me a call.
Now forget about me. Gart's the one with the busted leg. He's still on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, he'll be in a cast for a while. He's healing fine, though.
3rd floor. Room 14, wasn't it?
Well, you should know. Gonna stop by?
I was thinking about it.
Go ahead. Give him a hard time, just not too hard. Tell him I'll be by on my rounds. Oh, and congratulations, Colonel Forbes, to both of you.
What?
Haven't you seen the paper? You're heroes.
We flew the course, nothing special.
Well, the force is proud of you just the same. The nation is.
Just doing our job.
Here, take this with you if you like.
I've already seen it.
Then give one to Major Gart. They've got copies all over the base. But they're going fast. Colonel, come here. Can I ask you something? If it's not classified?
Yes?
What happened up there?
How do you mean?
When they lost you on radar.
If I could tell you, Doc, I would. You and the General and everyone else. All I know is we must have lost pressure because we blacked out.
For quite a few hours.
The next thing I knew, we were down and the chopper was airlifting us out of there. That's it. End of story.
But you made it. That's what counts.
Yes. Yes. I guess it is.
I want her completely broken down, piece by piece. Whatever it was, we've got to find it.
Doing the best we can, sir.
How's the investigation coming?
Well, so far, everything checks out.
Meaning?
The only damage evident is from the touchdown. She came in on her belly at something close to 300 miles an hour. Must have buckled part of the landing gear. Wasn't fully extended.
That's why the wing looks the way it does?
She plowed through a sand dune just before she stopped.
If you want my opinion, sir.
By all means.
I don't think you're going to find anything wrong.
Well, that may or may not be. But for now, we've got a mystery on our hands. We need answers.
Well, it would be my suggestion.
Yes?
That if you want to unravel this mystery, you better check the crew, not the aircraft.
The crew can't tell us a thing.
How's that?
We had them on radar for the first couple of hours. Everything went strictly by the book. Then they disappeared for 24 hours.
Well, until they crashed down in the Mojave Desert.
They must have lost consciousness because they don't know anything. The only way we're going to get answers is to dismantle the aircraft.
Unless one of the crew members gets his memory back and fills in the blanks.
So far, they're not talking.
I'll be that as it may. I want to see every nut, bolt, and screw laid out on the hangar floor in order. Every wire, every piece of insulation. If there's anything wrong with this baby, anything at all, we're going to find it.
Yes, sir. On the double, sir.
Dr. Bridges to the infirmary. Dr. Bridges.
Oh, hello, Colonel. I didn't see you.
That's all right, nurse. No harm done.
How are you feeling, sir?
Fine, thank you. How's Major Gart?
Coming along nicely. You can go on in if you like. He'll be glad to see you.
Thanks. I will.
Is that one of the pilots? The ones who crashed?
Yes, Colonel Forbes.
He's cute.
He is. But did you see his eyes?
Blue, I think.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, they've got a kind of far look. Like his body's here, but, I don't know, his mind's somewhere else. I don't know where. I just hope he's okay.
Come in.
There he is.
And there you are, the prodigal colonel.
Not disturbing you, am I?
Nothing could disturb me in here. More like a prison ward. No Playboys, no hot fudge sundaes.
I was on my way out.
Can't stay away, huh?
Doc wanted to see me.
Nothing serious, I hope.
Me? No, just routine.
I'd offer you a drink, a shot of straight orange juice.
How's that leg?
Can't feel a thing, which is good. One more thermometer, and I'm going to absent myself from this establishment without official leave. Pull a chair over here by the bed. Take a load off, Colonel.
Sure.
Now, go ahead, tell me. What's it like in the outside world?
Great, Bill, just great.
I can't wait to get out of here. Talk to any of the guys?
Yes.
What about the ship? Did you look her over?
It's under wraps. They've got everybody but the president's cabinet checking it out. Bill, did you see the paper?
Sure. We made the front page.
Only page 3 today. Take a look.
Ooh, steady, Colonel. You go off on a toot last night?
Why?
Your hands, they're shaking. You don't look so good.
Thanks.
Little hungover, huh? No big deal. So what's it say?
Bill, I wanted to talk to you about that.
They spell our names right?
First, I've got to get oriented. If you don't mind, I'd like you to answer some questions.
Shoot.
When did I leave here?
Huh?
When did I get discharged from the hospital? Yesterday morning?
Don't you know?
I don't know anything anymore.
Easy, Colonel.
All I know is I need to verify a couple of things. Now, that shouldn't be very complicated. Around 9:30 yesterday morning, I walked out of here, didn't I?
About that time, I guess.
And who did I walk out with?
Are you kidding? How am I supposed to know who you walked out with? Some nurse you picked up in the hall, probably. What's the matter? Can't remember her name?
I mean, when I left the room, this room, who was with me?
Nobody.
That's just it. You say nobody.
I'm pretty sure I was awake, yes. If you remember it differently,
What's today's paper say? Go ahead, tell me. What's it say?
2 astronauts crash in Mojave Desert. Over a picture of you and me before the flight.
What else?
And in effect, it says that 2 intrepid voyagers into the unknown returned from the unknown in 1 slightly dented spacecraft. Sounds about right.
What about the picture?
I've seen better.
What's in the picture?
Look, if this is a literacy test, I can assure you that even though I'm not a West Point graduate, I can read and write, count up to 10.
Gart, don't get wise with me now. What's it say under the picture? Read it.
Colonel Clegg Forbes and Major William Gart just before their historic flight that ended in a mysterious crash.
That's what you remember?
I don't...
You and me. The X-6 taking off. About 2 hours up. We black out, and 24 hours later, we come to in a crashed aircraft in the desert. We don't know where we've been or what's happened. Right so far?
You remember something different?
Bill, there were 3 of us in that craft. There was you, me, and another colonel named Harrington.
What?
Jack Harrington. Don't tell me you've never heard the name. He was 36 years old. He was my best friend. I'd known him for 15 years, and you'd known him for 5. That ship took a crew of 3, and we were the 3. Now, I want you to listen very closely because, Bill, I swear I can prove it to you. I've got to, or I'll lose my mind.
What are you talking about, a 3rd crewman?
They brought 3 of us back to the hospital when they found us in the desert. You, me, and Harrington. Jack and I were just scratched up. You got the busted leg. Yesterday morning, they discharged Harrington and me. There was 3 beds in this room.
Now, wait a minute.
We said goodbye and promised we'd come back today to visit you. Then Harrington and I left to do the town. Now, you tell me none of that sounds familiar?
Clegg, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anyone named Harrington. Whoever he is, he wasn't on the crew with us. The X6 carried 2 men, you and me. Nobody named Harrington. Nobody else at all. When you walked out of here yesterday morning, you walked out by yourself. There were never 3 beds in this room. Only 2, yours and mine. Something's happened to you. I mean it, Clegg. This is an after effect of the crash. It has to be. I think you'd better tell the doctor run some tests.
Look, Bill, let me describe to you what I remember.
Go on. I'm listening.
I'll give you a chronological breakdown of everything that happened as of yesterday morning. First of all, I saw the paper.
The one you just showed me?
No, not that one. Yesterday's edition. I saw it on the stands downtown, only it said that 3 men came back. There was a picture of you, me, and Harrington on the front page, taken just before we took off.
That's impossible.
I know, it must be impossible. You say there were 2 of us. Everyone else says there were 2 of us. And now, that's what it says in today's paper.
Well, then, that should tell you something, shouldn't it? A reality check.
But I know there were 3 of us in that aircraft. They picked 3 of us up in the desert and airlifted us in a chopper, and 3 of us were checked over and debriefed. They kept you here because of your leg, and it was Harrington and I who left this room yesterday morning. Then we requisitioned a staff car and got a ride into town together. Bill, you said goodbye to us from that bed, and then you said, Harrington, keep an eye on Forbes. He can't hold his liquor. Those were your words.
I don't know what you expect me to say.
Don't say anything. Just listen. I was standing right at that door, and Harrington went back to your bed and made like he was going to sock you. I swear to you, Bill, it happened. I know it happened.
And Harrington, keep an eye on Forbes, will you? He can't hold his liquor.
Hey.
Why, you? I'm gonna let you have it, you fresh kid. I'm gonna fix this punk's wagon.
I wish somebody would.
I'm gonna tell the medics he's one very sick cookie and they should hold him for observation another 7 years. You think that's long enough?
I don't know.
And every Saturday night, Major Gart, the Colonel and I will phone you from whatever bar we happen to be in, and if you're nice, we might even let you talk to some women.
Let's go already. I hate long goodbyes.
Go on, both of you. Leave me here to suffer in my loneliness and despair.
Take care, Billy. We'll come in tomorrow to see you.
Meanwhile, you can all read about yourself. Better memorize this in case you lose it. See? 3 space travelers returned safely. And nothing about your broken leg. Well, that's the press for you.
Get out of here.
I'm going to pick one up for my mother so she can frame it. One time, a fortune teller in a carnival in Des Moines said I'd be famous. It doesn't say anything about you, though.
Out. And did you pick up a paper on the way out?
Why?
You said you had proof.
I should have kept it, but it wouldn't make any difference now.
If you could show me in black and white.
Hold on. There's more to the story. When we got to town, Jack and I hit the bars. The first one was the Plush Monkey on 11th. You know the place, don't you?
Yeah, a dive. beer signs and bar girls.
And a big mirror behind the bottles. We walked in trying to keep a low profile, but the blonde spotted us.
That's them.
No, it's not.
It is.
Don't stare.
Give me your hairbrush.
Welcome, gents. Take a load off.
With pleasure.
Say, aren't you the two guys who was up in space?
Not that far, just the ionosphere.
I thought so.
That and a couple of bucks should get us a beer apiece, right?
You bet your life, but never mind the $2. This is on the house.
Why, thank you, my good man. Very kind of you.
I don't get many celebrities in here, so go ahead, boys, drink hearty. You earned it. I don't even mind you cracking up the ship, and I'm a taxpayer.
I like your attitude.
Got a match?
Not since Superman. A light from my friend here.
Sure, pal, sure. Anything you want.
Evening, ladies.
Hi there, Captain.
Colonel.
Oh, sorry.
She's new in town.
Care to join us?
Hold that thought. I'll ask my friend.
You do that. We ain't going nowhere.
Hey, Jack. Something wrong?
No.
Look at yourself in the mirror there. Not exactly a happy camper.
I was just thinking.
About what?
I'll tell you after I taste the beer. To happy landings, whenever and wherever possible.
I'll drink to them.
Sorry.
Something is wrong.
That's okay. Ain't the last glass of draft in the house, let me tell you.
It just slipped out of my fingers.
Don't worry, I'll clean it up. Get you another one right away, Colonel.
You're sick, Jack?
No, I'm not sick. I just got this funny feeling.
What kind of feeling?
I don't know. Odd. Never felt anything like it before.
Maybe we should go.
Don't worry, I said. It was just for a couple of seconds there. It was like I didn't belong here. Like if I were to let myself go,
You'd what?
Like I'd disappear.
Here you go.
Thanks. Happy landings.
You don't like it?
I want to call my folks.
Good idea. I should call Amy, too.
Where's the phone?
All the way in the back.
You sure you're okay?
Yeah. Be right with you. I'd like to place a call. Collect, please, to Des Moines, Iowa. The residence of Mr. James Harrington. That's right. Oh, my number, let's see, Fletcher 90632. That's what it says here. My name, that's Jack Harrington. That's right. Thank you, operator. I'll hold.
I'm sorry about the broken glass. My friend's sorry, too.
Forget it. I can sweep it up as soon as I get my mop.
Clegg.
Yeah?
Come here. Will you come here quick?
Coming.
Please?
Does he need some change?
I'll see. What's up?
I just called home. Called my folks. My mother answered.
Yeah? How is she?
I don't know.
How come?
I told her it was me, and she said she didn't have any son named Jack. That's what she said. Can you beat that? I asked to talk to my old man, and when he got on, he kept saying for me to hang up. He didn't want any practical jokers bothering his wife. Said he didn't have any son at all.
That's weird.
Clegg, what is this? What's going on?
Gag, maybe, or...
No gag. It's part of this feeling, Clegg. The feeling I've got that I shouldn't be here. That none of us should be here. It's as if maybe...
What?
Maybe we shouldn't have come back from that flight. Maybe somebody, something, made a mistake and let us get through when we weren't supposed to.
Stay put. I'm going to get you a good stiff drink to go with that beer.
I have to.
I told you to stay here. Shot of whiskey, please. Make it a double.
Sure. Say, Colonel, you think you could do me a favor?
What?
Sign this newspaper? My boy'd get a big kick out of it.
Wait, where did you get this?
From the machine outside. Here's a pen. Could you sign it to Richie? Right on the picture.
But it's wrong. What is this, a joke? You have it printed up? 2 spacemen return, crash in Mojave Desert?
Huh? That's you, isn't it? Colonel Forbes? The other guy's still in the hospital, right?
Which other guy?
It says right here, Major William Gart.
But there was a third man. See for yourself. He's back there in the...
Back where?
In the phone booth.
It looks empty to me. Nope. Nobody's been in there all day.
What?
Buy me a beer, honey? I'm awful thirsty.
My buddy, the one who was sitting here on the stool next to mine. You just got him another... Hey, where's his beer?
What beer?
My buddy's drink. Colonel Harrington, where is it? The one you gave him in place of the one he dropped on the floor, right here by the...
Nobody dropped nothing on the floor. You see any broken glass? I don't. Dry as a bone, too.
What are you trying to pull?
I don't know what you mean, Colonel. You came in here alone.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy, you know that? Crazy, you hear me? If you think a thing like that, you gotta be out of your mind. What do you want?
Room 8A. Here's your pizza.
Oh, yeah. How much do I owe you?
Let's see. I got the bill right here.
Keep the change.
Thanks. Hey, say, aren't you,
No. Yes?
Ready with your call to Des Moines.
Thank you, operator. Hello?
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Harrington, this is Clegg Forbes.
Who?
You remember me, sir? I had Christmas dinner with you and your wife last Christmas. You and your wife, and Jack.
Jack who?
Your son.
What is this, another crank call? Because if it is, it's not funny. Who is this, anyway?
Perhaps I don't have the right house. Is this James Harrington?
I'm James Harrington, but I don't have any son, and I've never heard of you.
You live at 43 Elm Street?
All my life. Got 2 daughters, both married. One lives in Sioux City, the other moved to Binghamton, New York last year. I should know whether I got a son or not. And don't call me again.
Now what? Look at that face in the mirror. I don't know myself anymore. Operator, I'd like Anderson Air Force Base, please. Commanding officer's residence. That's right. Call me when you get through.
You've got some nerve.
Amy. Amy, honey, am I glad to see you.
Keep your hands to yourself. You, Colonel Clegg Forbes, are a devious, miserable, two-faced, two-timing...
Amy, you won't understand this, but I need your help.
You send me a telegram that you're getting out of the hospital in the morning and that you'll meet me at the station at 2. Well, I was at the station at 2.
Amy, listen to me, please.
I was also there at 3, and I was still there at 4. I could have had my pick of several Marines and an elderly gentleman who owns 25,000 shares of AT&T, but there was a missing Air Force officer named Forbes who didn't have the simple courtesy to leave a message or even a number where he could be reached.
I can explain.
Do you have any idea how many bars I've been to? How many hotel lobbies? Did it ever occur to you to...
Amy, please!
You look terrible, by the way. All right, Clegg. What kind of trouble are you in? And what are you doing in this motel? Are you hiding out?
Oh, I don't even know where to begin. I sent you the wire because I did get discharged from the hospital that morning. Jack and I... The wire. It was in the telegram.
What was?
I told you that Jack and I were getting out. Wait. I wrote down the message when I sent the telegram. That'll prove it. I wrote it on a piece of paper. Now, where?
Wrote what?
Here it is. I wrote it right down here. See? It says, Dear Amy, I'm getting out at 9. No. I was sure of it. I wrote down that Jack and I were getting released from the hospital. Both of us, understand? Jack and I were...
Am I missing something? Who's Jack?
Don't you know?
I don't know any Jack. Who is he?
There
were 3 of us in the ship. Gart, me, and Harrington. Jack Harrington. And I was with him, and he just disappeared. But you know him, Amy. You know him. You've met him 100 times. We've eaten dinner together. We've gone to dances together. We've double dated.
Clegg, what is happening to you?
I don't know. I swear to God, I don't know, but... Yes. Put him on, please. Hello, General. This is Clegg Forbes. Yes, sir. That's right. General, about Jack Harrington. Harrington, sir. Well, you know Jack. We were in your wing at the field. We were there for your... Harrington, sir. Jack Harrington. We were on the X6 together. Jack Harrington!
Stop it!
Jack Harrington. Jack Harrington.
You need help. If you'll tell me who to call.
No, I know. I know this is a put-on. That's what it is. A big, earth-shaking, highly complicated, practical joke. He's still back at the bar. Of course he is. Amy, that's where he is. He has to be. At the bar.
Clegg? Clegg?
Locked? What time is it?
It's late, Clegg. There's nobody inside at this hour.
Open up. I know you're in there. Come on, Harrington. You gotta be.
Don't!
Jack, you can come out now. Some joke, and I fell for it. Where are you hiding? The phone booth? That's gotta be it. Where are you, Jack? Please come back, will you? Jack! No.
That's some story.
I don't know what I did then. Just ran, I guess. All the way down the street like a crazy man. I left Amy standing there. I don't even know what happened to her after that.
And I don't know Jack Harrington. I never heard of him before now. He's an illusion or something. He has to be.
He's not an illusion. For some reason, he's been yanked out of here, taken away.
You're letting this get to you.
Didn't you hear what I said? He told me he had a feeling that maybe somebody or something made a mistake and let us get through when we shouldn't have. And maybe they'd be coming back to get us now. Maybe somebody from up there.
Clegg, it doesn't make sense.
And now, I've got the feeling, too. I've got this idiotic, oddball feeling. I don't know how to describe it. It's weird, Bill. It's just plain weird. Like I don't belong. I don't want it to happen, you hear me? I don't want it to happen to me, too.
Clegg! Oh, I gotta stop him. Somebody get him! Somebody!
Hey, did you want something?
Where is he? Where did he go?
Who?
Colonel Forbes.
Colonel...
I saw him run into the hall.
When?
Just now.
I didn't see anyone.
He has to be here. He can't just...
What are you doing out of bed, Major? You know, you shouldn't be walking yet. If the doctor saw you...
Somebody's got to help Colonel Forbes. Somebody's got to help him right away.
Grab a hold of my shoulder. Now, come on.
I'm talking about Forbes. You know, Colonel Forbes. He was brought in here with me.
In here?
That's right. In the other bed, next to mine.
Look, this is a private room.
What?
There's no other bed but yours.
No.
You see? All right, now, lie down. Now, raise your cast. That's it.
What do you mean there's... Oh, no. Dear God. What happened to the other bed?
Okay, try to rest. I'll call the doctor. Here, would you like to look at the paper? You're a hero. Do you realize that?
Spaceman completes journey. Lone traveler returns to Earth. Lands in Mojave Desert.
It's a nice picture of you. Would you like a glass of water?
Major William Gart. Just before his historic one-man journey into space.
Hey, Doctor. I was sorry to hear about that crash. What did they call it? The X6?
Yeah. Well, we do the best we can. When they come back. Sometimes it's out of our hands.
Mm-hmm.
At least it was an unmanned flight.
Well, that's the one consolation, I suppose.
Anyway, I wanted to check the ward. How are we fixed for beds? I've got some men in the infirmary.
Let's see. 2 open rooms at the moment, Doctor.
Great.
Oh, and number 14's empty at the end of the hall. It can take up to 3 if we move some beds in.
Well, that should do. Order some beds up from QM, will you, nurse?
Yes, sir. Right away.
Once upon a time, there was a man named Harrington, a man named Forbes, and a man named Gart. All were officers in the United States Air Force, trained for experimental flights into the upper atmosphere. They used to exist, but don't any longer. Someone or something took them somewhere. At least they're no longer a part of the memory of man. As to the aircraft, the X6, it's still supposed to be housed in a hangar on the base, or it will be one day. For the record, it hasn't been built yet. It's still on the drawing boards. But be careful. Don't let anyone hear you arguing about the reverse, or they might question your sanity. If you have any questions about the aircraft or the men who flew her, be sure to speak softly and only in the Twilight Zone. There is a 5th dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
On the rise, Wall Street pundits predict no more hikes in the interest rate for the next quarter.
Henry, where are you?
In here, Mama.
Recapping our local headlines for the hour, it looks like that rainstorm from the northeast has dissipated. So we can expect scattered low clouds in the AM, clearing by early afternoon and followed by some sunshine.
I'm waiting, Henry.
In a minute, Mama. Barley's gonna be on the news.
Henry, come in the kitchen right now.
1 more minute.
And in sports, here's a flash from the past. One of the city's favorite sons is set for an important boxing match tonight at St. Nick's Arena.
Mama, come here.
What is it?
Quick.
For this battling middleweight, tonight's the night, the one that counts.
I thought you were going to help me with the dishes.
Look.
Henry, I need you now.
Look.
Why, that's a picture of Bowley.
But after such a checkered career, can he make a comeback?
I know.
To put it another way, is this bout really necessary? No fighter lasts forever, and sports fans don't want to see a good man take a beating in the ring. So here's this reporter's advice to Bowley Jackson. It's time to pack it in. Find another line of work if you have to, but take care of yourself and stay out of the game. Get a job behind the scenes, training younger, stronger, talented young bloods whose careers are ahead instead of behind them.
Now.
Yes, Mama.
You're a good boy, Henry, but you gotta learn. Don't get your hopes up too high or you'll... Where are you going now?
I gotta see Bowley.
Leave him alone. He must be busy getting ready.
But he needs me.
Listen to me, Henry. Some things you just can't wish for. They're too big. You just set yourself up for a big disappointment.
Please? He's my friend.
Well, just for a second, but don't you get in his way now.
I won't.
In and out of the ring, it's been up and down. After a string of early victories, he found it hard to keep getting up again and again. So read the handwriting on the wall. Don't get hurt this time, champ. You proved you could do it. Now it's time to step aside.
Oh, Boley, please, please listen to the man.
In this corner of the universe, a prize fighter named Boley Jackson, 183 pounds, a little over his best weight, and an hour and a half away from his chance for a comeback at St. Nick's Arena. Mr. Boley Jackson, who now lives in a tenement building and by the standards of his profession is an aging, over-the-hill relic of what was, and who now sees a reflection in his dresser mirror of a man who left too many pieces of his youth in too many stadiums for too many years before too many screaming people. Mr. Boley Jackson, who might do well to look for some gentle magic in the hard-surfaced glass that stares back at him from somewhere in the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, The Big Tall Wish, starring Blair Underwood, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Hey, Boley, you in there?
Henry, what you doing here?
Want to help you get ready for the fight. Can I?
Yeah, sure you can. We're friends, aren't we? Come on in.
Okay.
Go on, sit down on the bed while I finish packing my gear.
You feeling good, Boley? You feeling sharp? Take a tiger tonight, huh, Boley?
Take a tiger, Henry. Gonna take me a tiger.
Show me how you're gonna do it.
Left, right, and one in the stomach. Bow! Just like that.
Yeah.
Then lift him up by the tail.
And then what?
And throw him all the way out to the 9th row.
Looking at yourself in the mirror, huh? Yeah, you're looking good, Boley. You're looking sharp.
You gonna watch it on TV?
You foolin'? I'll yell so loud you'll hear me all the way to St. Nick's.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I see in the mirror? A fighter don't need a scrapbook, Henry. You want to know about what he's done, where he's been? You can read it right in his face. He's got the whole story right there, cut into his skin.
Yeah. Well, where'd you get that scar anyway?
Which one?
Over your eye.
That's St. Louis. Guy named Sailor Levette. Real fast boy. And see this nose? That was Memorial Stadium, Syracuse, New York. Italian boy. Fought like Henry Armstrong, all hands and arms, just like a windmill all over you. That was the first time I ever had my nose broke twice in one fight.
Did it hurt bad?
Sure it did. What you think?
Gee, Boley, that's tough.
Moving south, Henry, moving south. Now, this here, Miami, Florida. Boy got me up against a ring post and did this here with his laces on the face. That's where you read it. Start at the first match and move across Pittsburgh, Boston, Syracuse. I'm a tired old man, Henry. Tired old man trying to catch a bus. But the bus already gone. Left a couple of years ago.
Aw, that ain't true.
Here, look for yourself. Hands all heavy, legs all rubbery, short breath, one eye not so good, and there I go running down the street trying to catch this bus to glory.
Stop talking like that.
I'm only telling the truth.
Boley, you're gonna catch a tiger tonight.
I'm sure gonna try.
I know you are, 'cause I'm gonna make a wish. I'm gonna make a big, tall wish. And you ain't gonna get hurt none either. I'm gonna make a wish that you don't. You hear? I don't want you getting hurt. You've been hurt enough already, and you're my friend, Bully. You're my good and close friend.
You are a good boy, Henry. Good boy. And I thank you. Now, you go on. I gotta get my gym bag packed.
I'll wait and walk you downstairs.
Okay, boy. Okay. I'd like that just fine.
There you are, Henry.
Hi, Mama.
Where did you run off to?
I'm helping Bully.
Well, don't get in his way.
You got quite a boy there, Francis. Quite a boy.
I hope he didn't bother you too much.
Him? No. He talks like a little old man sometimes, you know. Real intense. Says I'm his good and close friend.
Well, you are.
You know, he's mine, too. I don't think I ever had a friend like Henry.
You're good to him, Bully. You're real good to him. Taking him to ball games all the time, taking him out for walks. Hard for a boy not to have a father around. He never did know his.
I know he didn't.
He won't be going to bed tonight till you get back.
Don't let him stay up too late.
Take care of yourself, Bully. I hope you don't get hurt none.
I'll work hard on it.
I'm going to make a wish, Bully. I'm going to make a wish nothing happens to you. So don't you be afraid, understand? Don't you be afraid, no matter what, 'cause nothing can hurt you. You hear me? Nothing.
That boy.
You're more than his friend, Bully. He's got you in a shrine.
Why would he do that?
'Cause you deserve it.
Scared old man who don't remember nothing except how to bleed. I don't fit in no shrine, Francis.
Don't talk like that.
But you tell him. You tell him how I'm obliged for his wish.
I think he already knows.
'Cause that's what I need right now. Just a little magic.
He's been talking about making a wish all day.
Has he?
He's all the time making wishes, Bully. I see him standing there in the bedroom in the dark, looking out of the window. I come in real quiet and I say, Henry, why don't you go to sleep? And he turns around with that serious little face of his and he says, making a wish, Mama. Making a wish for this, making a wish for that. Oh, he's all the time wishing. Why, just the other night.
What?
Oh, it was nothing.
Tell me.
Well, I needed some more money for the rent, $50. Henry said he was going to make the big, tall wish. That's his biggest kind, the big, tall wish. He don't waste it on just anything. It's what he calls the most important one. That was last Friday. And then what do you know? A woman I did some nursing for out on the island sent me a check. Just like that. A check for $50. And that was exactly how much I needed.
I was real lucky.
Yeah, that's what it was. Luck.
Little boys are something, huh?
Yes, they are.
Little boys with their heads full up with dreams. And then, when does it happen, Francis?
What do you mean?
When do they suddenly know there ain't any magic? When does somebody push their face down on the sidewalk and say to them, hey, little boy, it's concrete. That's what the world is made out of. Concrete and gutters and dirty old buildings and tears for every minute you're alive.
Oh, Bully.
When do they find out that you can wish your whole life away?
But sometimes what we wish for, it can come true. You know that part too, don't you?
I know I'm all wished out. That's the only thing I know for sure.
Good luck tonight, Bully. We'll be waiting for you.
Sure, I appreciate it. You kiss him goodnight for me now if it gets too late.
I will.
Hey, Bully, knock him out for me.
Yeah, no TKO, out cold.
I got a bet down on you.
That no good bum.
I thank y'all sincerely. You folks are good neighbors.
Bully, we all know you're the best.
Well, just don't bet too much now.
Why not? You're gonna beat him, aren't you?
Yeah, which round? Want to call it?
How about the first round? Put him out of his misery.
I'll do the best I can, boys. Best I can. Hey, Joe.
There you are, Jackson.
What's happening?
What you standing back here for? You're supposed to be getting ready.
Just checking out the house.
Well, forget about it. Thomas won't cut you a piece of the action. Not tonight.
How come?
Not much box office. Too many people at home watching on TV. So all you get's the guarantee.
That's all right. Just wanted to check it out.
Been a while.
A while. It's always the same. Cigars, beer, hot dogs, sweat, canvas. Never forget places like this, the way they smell. All this time. I guess I missed it.
Go on in the dressing room.
In a minute.
I'll give you a rub down.
We got time.
Something wrong, Jackson?
Like what?
You're not freezing up on me.
I'm here, aren't I? I've been working out all month.
No offense. I just thought, seeing as how you've been away for a while.
Don't talk down to me, Joe.
You might have a slight case of the jitters, that's all.
Not me. Never did. Never will.
Don't worry about it. You'll do fine.
Sure I will.
You look good. You really do. How was the weigh-in, Slugger?
Right on the money.
Like I said, you're looking real good.
He didn't last long.
He never does anymore.
Slugger Malone. Never could take a punch.
That's why he's on the mid-card, ever since you put him away in Philly.
That was a long time ago.
Longer for him.
How's that boy I got tonight?
Nothing much. He still don't know what he's doing. All over the place.
Still pretty young.
Yeah, he's just a kid. Better take it easy on him. Never see that left jab coming.
All right, stand back. Let him through.
How you doing, Malone?
That you, Baldy?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, man.
Saw the fight.
Sorry about that.
You did all right. Stayed on your feet. Let me see that eye.
Get away from my boy, Jackson. He's hurt.
It tagged me pretty good.
Not too bad. Clean cut. Kind heals up fast.
Come on, Malone.
Hold up. Slugger. You're gonna be okay. You hear me?
Hey, Baldy. Where you been anyway? I ain't seen you around.
Here and there. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know.
You just take it easy for a while. Be good as new. You'll see.
You still got the left jab?
Sure I do.
You show, Baldy. I got a bet down on you. Well, I was gonna, but
Let's go, Slugger.
I'll see you, Malone.
Yeah, I see you in the funny papers.
Move it.
Hey, Baldy. When you gonna give me a rematch, huh?
Anytime, Slugger. Anytime.
He was never that much.
He did the best he could. All he can do.
Yeah, well, you better lace him up now.
Sure, Joe.
Thomas will be waiting.
I bet he will.
It's almost showtime. Hurry up, Mazel. I got it. There, Bully. Your hands are taped real good, just like old times. How's it feel?
Feels okay. Feels good, Joe.
Sure it does.
Nice and tight, the way I like it.
Ready?
I'm ready.
What did I tell you? He's all ready, Thomas.
Uh-huh. Put out that cigar, will you?
What do you care?
I gotta breathe in here.
Well, you hired me to rep you for the night, Boley. It's a package deal. Me and the cigar.
I told you to butt it out.
Maybe you can back that up. Maybe not.
No, maybe. Give it to me.
Yeah, you got attitude. I'll say that for you. I like that in my boys. This one here, he's a pretty feisty old man.
He ain't old.
You know what I think? The older they are, the louder they talk. And the more they want, the less chance they got to get it.
How'd I get you tonight?
Boley?
Just lucky, I guess. I'm a bargain, Boley. I'm the expert on has-beens.
I've seen your boys.
Have you?
Catchers, aren't they? All of them. Guaranteed 2 rounds each. Shovel them in, shovel them out. And sew them back together for the next time.
That's the way to do it, if that's all you got to work with.
He don't mean nothing, Thomas.
Maybe I do.
Month or so from now, Boley, maybe I'll sign you at the back door.
That's what you think?
Well, why not? You're long gone. You've had it. Wait till after tonight. You'll want to get in the stable, too.
That's right.
All you have to do is guarantee 2 rounds. 2! 3 prelims every month. Do that standing on your head, can't you?
I thought the smell came with the cigar, but you wear it all over you, Thomas. You know something? You stink.
Mm-hmm. You tell him, champ. Let's see if you can do it in the ring.
Jackson, 10 minutes.
Yeah, he'll be there.
I pulled you for a manager this time.
Well, just lucky, I guess.
So let's see if you can do your job. Now, what about tonight?
What about tonight?
Better sit down and lace him up.
What should I look out for?
You serious?
I only seen this boy fight once. That was a couple of years ago.
I could say.
No?
I never seen him.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
What about it, Joe? That's true?
Well, I don't know.
You watched him fight, all right?
Hey, let go of me.
As a matter of fact, you've seen him 6 times in the past year. I keep up, see?
Hey, you're imagining things.
You are a piece of garbage, Thomas. You're betting on him, aren't you? Aren't you?
You got a mouth on you, Jackson, you know that?
Yeah? You think so?
Boldy, what are you doing?
You better listen to Joe.
It ain't enough he sells wrecks by the pound. He comes in here for some dirty money, supposed to help me, and then he bets on the other guy. I may be a bum upstairs in another 10 minutes, but I'm gonna fight a beautiful first round in here.
Hey, you touch me again, I'll have you up for 10 years.
Yeah?
Yeah, I swear to you, Boldy, I'll fix your wagon good. Lay off me, Boldy. You're digging your own grave, you crummy tanker.
Boldy, please, don't hit him again.
Ugh, you just got lucky you hit the wall instead of me that time.
Boldy, your hand.
See you later, Jackson.
Let me see it. Oh, man, what'd you go and do that for?
Don't worry about me.
It wasn't enough you had to spot him all those years. It wasn't enough, huh? Now you gotta walk in with 4 busted knuckles. Oh, you're bleeding right through the tape.
So what? You've seen blood before?
I'll put a bandage on it.
Leave it.
Boldy, come here.
I don't care, Joe. Somebody's got to teach that lowlife a lesson.
Maybe so.
Maybe.
But not you. Not tonight.
Okay, Jackson, you're on.
Well?
Well, nothing. Let's do it.
You sure, Boldy?
Give me my gloves.
Right here. Careful.
Poor little Henry.
Oh?
I put 2 strikes on his magic already.
What are you talking about?
Nothing, Joe. It don't matter. Because he's got to learn.
Who's got to learn?
This friend of mine, his name Henry Temple. He's got to learn that there ain't no such thing as magic.
Another left, another right, and Jackson stays a wobbly. A 10-round bout, but it's not going that far, I promise you. He's hurt.
Bowley!
It may be early in the fight, but Bowley Jackson is definitely in a world of hurt. A sad spectacle. Someone who didn't know when to hang it up. He seems unable to mount any kind of defense.
No!
Simmons moves in on him again. There goes one to the side of the head, beating him like a government mule.
No!
One to the breadbasket.
Ow!
A left-right combination to the head again.
Stop!
Oh, is that boy hurt? Is that boy hurt? Somebody ought to stop this carnage.
Don't watch anymore, Henry.
Stop it!
Please, turn it off now.
He's down. Jackson is down. It's as good as over.
Henry, do you hear me? Get away from the TV.
Please, Bowley.
What are you doing?
1, 2, 3.
Please, Bowley, please.
5,
Please. Please.
8, 9, 10, he's out.
I can't believe it.
What happened?
Bowling! It's unbelievable. He's out. The man is out.
Simmons is out. One of the most amazing turnarounds we've ever seen. Bowley Jackson was as good as gone, but then somehow he reached way, way down, sucked it up, and landed a left jab and a combination that put the lights out for Simmons, the favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, Bowley Jackson has done it. He's back.
It's all over, Bowley.
Sorry, Joe.
What are you sorry for?
For letting you down.
You did it!
Who?
You did!
Did what?
Knocked him clean out!
You sure?
Look at him!
Where?
Hey, drag that bum out of here!
Which bum?
Simmons! Get an ambulance while you're at it. He ain't going nowhere.
Joe, I think I blacked out. I don't know what happened.
Well, I do. Everybody saw it. You put the old 1-2 on him, but good. Way to go, champ. Knew you could do it. Way to go.
Joe, my hand. My hand.
Is it broke?
No, it don't even hurt.
Then raise it up.
And the winner, by a knockout, at 123 in the second round, our own Bolly Jackson! Jackson, the winner!
Come on, Boley, put on your robe and let's go. Take a shower and get dressed. We got some celebrating to do.
Something's not right about this, Joe.
What do you mean?
I don't know what is. But something's not right about this. How do I look, Joe?
Like $1,000,000. You didn't need a shower. Never even worked up a sweat. Look in the mirror. Not a mark on you. Oh, you're beautiful, Boley.
Yeah, but he kept on hitting me and hitting me.
When?
All through the first round and the second.
But you was bobbing and weaving. He never laid a glove on you.
You positive?
Yep, you done dandy.
Joe, look at this hand. My fingers are fine.
They sure are.
You were wrong, huh? Just bruised it, I guess. It hurt like anything, but somebody said I got him with it full on. It couldn't have been broken after all.
Who said it was?
You did, and it felt like it, too. I could feel the knuckles coming up through the bandage. I don't know, I could have sworn it was busted. And when he knocked me down...
What? He did what?
Knocked me down, Joe. When he knocked me down, I don't even remember getting up. And the next thing I knew, there was Simmons laying on his back.
Well, then you and me, we was in different arenas tonight.
What are you saying?
You didn't get knocked down, Boley. You was never off your feet.
I wasn't?
No, you sure wasn't. This one you carried all the way, baby, just like the old days.
Who's that?
Your fans, who'd you think?
I don't believe you.
You want I should open the door and let him in?
Hey, Jackson, show us how you did it.
What a jab.
What a right. I knew he could.
Boley, when you gonna fight again?
Hey, you're gonna get a title shot.
How about a picture?
Wait, Joe, close the door.
Just a minute, folks. The champ will be right out.
Let me get this straight.
What's to get? You hear that, Bunch? Enjoy it.
I wasn't off my feet.
Nope.
I didn't go down.
Not once. Would I lie to you? All these years, you ever know me to lie to you?
No.
Then what are you waiting for? Let's go and paint the town red.
No, I don't know, Joe. There's something I gotta do.
Like what?
Well, I sort of promised somebody I'd see him later, after the fight.
You don't mind if I have a good time, do you?
Nah, of course not, Joe. You're entitled. Just remember me to all the guys, okay? Maybe I'll hook up with you later.
You got it. Good night, old-timer. Just remember, I'm real proud of you.
Hey, there he is.
Beautiful, Boley. I watched the whole thing.
Didn't take long. Second round.
Thank you.
Oh, you were great, Boley. We seen you on the television. You was really great.
Just beautiful.
Let me feel your muscles. Wow, you clobbered him good. That was a real right hand. Where'd you get a right hand like that?
You know something? I don't know. I really don't know.
Ha, yeah, he don't know.
Thank you all. I gotta get inside now. Somebody I want to see. Francis, I just wondered if...
You should have seen him, Boley. He like to went out of his mind. He was so happy. Whole building was shaking. You'd never believe it.
Is he...
He's up on the roof, waiting for you.
I'll see to him.
Send him down soon, Boley. It's real late.
Boley!
What do you say, Henry Temple? Come here and give me a hug.
You were a tiger, Boley. You were a real tiger.
Look okay?
Sharp. Sharp like a champ. You was Armstrong and Lewis and Ali and everybody all wrapped up into one.
Oh, well, hey, you know something? That boy must have hit me so hard, he knocked the hurt right out of me.
How come?
'Cause, Henry, I don't remember a doggone thing. I mean, I must have really been punchy for a second because I thought he had me on my back. And there I was looking up at that old ref waving his arm down on me, and I was staring up at the light, blinking my eyes, and it must have been some kind of dream or something.
I don't know nothing about that.
Henry, I was never off my feet. I never got knocked down. That right?
I gotta go.
Henry, look at me, boy. Look at me. I was never off my feet. Say it. Am I your true friend?
Yeah.
Friends don't tell lies to each other. Now tell the truth. Henry, I'm asking you, was I laying on my back and on the way out?
Yes.
But nobody remembers it. Nobody at all except me. I thought it happened, but it didn't. I thought I was laying there on my back getting counted out, but everybody tells me.
Bowley, I made the big wish then. I had to make the big wish. I wish you were never knocked down. I just shut my eyes and I wished real hard. It was magic, Bowley. We had to have magic right then.
No. Oh, no.
Had to, Bowley. Nothing left for us then. Had to make a wish.
Crazy kid. Don't you know there ain't no magic?
Bowley, you're hurting me.
There ain't no magic or wishing or nothing like that. You're too big to believe in fairy tales.
If you wish hard enough, Bowley, it'll come true. If you wish hard enough and then believe it, it'll stay that way.
Somebody's gotta knock it out of you, don't they? Somebody gotta take you by the hair and rub your face in the world and give you a taste and smell of the way things are, don't they?
Stop!
Listen, boy, I've been wishing all my life. You understand, Henry? You understand? I got a gut ache from wishing, and all I got to show for it is a face full of scars and a head full of memories of all the hurt and all the misery I've had to eat with and sleep with my whole miserable life. Oh, you crazy kid.
I'm not.
Crazy kid. You telling me you wished me into a knockout? You telling me it was magic that they got me off my back? Now, listen, boy, there ain't no magic, huh? No magic, Henry. I had that fight coming and going. I had it in my pocket, man. I was the #1 out there, and there ain't no such thing as magic.
Bowley, if you believe, understand? You've gotta believe. If you don't believe, Bowley, it won't be true. That's the way magic works, Bowley. You gotta believe. Please, please believe.
Little nutcase. That's what you are. How come I got mixed up with you? Ain't I got enough trouble without getting mixed up with some dopey kid that... Oh, God, sorry, Henry. Henry, come here. Henry, look at me. I can't believe. I'm too old, and I'm too hurt to believe. I can't, boy, I just can't. Henry, there ain't no such thing as magic. God help us both. I wish there were.
Bowley, you got to believe.
I can't.
You got to. Bowley, you gotta believe. Or else...
I told you. I can't.
Then if you can't, Bowley, if you can't...
8, 9, 10, he's off!
Come on, Jackson. I'll help you up.
Oh, what happened?
The kid got in a lucky punch. Don't worry about it. Don't mean nothing.
You should have stayed in bed, Bowley.
How come you didn't use your jab and you're right?
I broke my hand, that's why.
He do that to you?
No, I did it to myself. It was an accident.
Oh, man, Bowley, are you kidding me?
You ought to pack it in, Bowley. Get yourself a real job.
Excuse me, I gotta go in.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm okay.
I was afraid you got hurt.
Me? No, I'm too tough for that.
You sure? Let me see. Oh, Boley, that's a bad cut right there. And those bruises? Let me clean it up for you.
Maybe later. Where's Henry?
He's in bed, Boley. I have to tell you, that's a sad little boy in there.
Can I see him?
Sure, I expect he's waiting for you. Boley?
Yeah.
I'm real sorry.
I know you are, Francis. Me too. Henry? You're not talking to me?
Sure I am.
I pulled a rock, Henry. Threw a punch before I should have. Hit the wall. See, I busted my knuckles. And I went in with half my artillery gone.
You still look like a tiger. You look like a real tiger. I was proud of you. I was real proud.
That's good. I better go now. Night, Henry.
Boley?
You go to sleep. Tomorrow we'll go to the hockey game and we'll get some hot dogs in the park. Just you and me.
Sure thing, Boley. That'll be great. And Boley, I ain't gonna make no more wishes. I'm too old for wishes. There ain't no such thing as magic. Is there?
No, I guess not, Henry. Or maybe there is magic. Maybe there's wishes, too. I don't know. I guess the trouble is, there's just not enough people around to believe. Hey. Good night, boy.
Good night, Boley.
Mr. Boley Jackson, who shares the most common ailment of all men, the strange and perverse disinclination to believe in a miracle, the kind of miracle to come from the mind of a little boy, and now perhaps only to be found in the Twilight Zone.